now we see a lot of, so this is tied into the publish and perish and the grant structure in the academic system is to know, okay, you normally have to apply for grants, you have to write these insanely long grant proposals that are then evaluated. It takes a lot of time. Normally writing one of those, what's that? 6 months. Then you apply, then you maybe get it. And then when you get it, what has passed? 1 year maybe? And then you are still bound to, you cannot hire always IT people to help you out. You can only do this and then et cetera, et cetera. When it comes to, when I look now in industry-wise and entrepreneurship, and I try to look at where can I see this similar pattern, if you think of venture capital, you have to do something very similar. You have to say, okay, this is the direction we want to go. Please give me money so we can do it. But they don't just give you money.
No, of course not.
Right? Of course not.
They want to see that you're good. They want to see
exactly. Now I've been wondering, do you think when it comes to academic research, how do you think other types of funding opportunities for it can play a role? And to give you a concrete example, I read about this one researcher. He was a chemist. He was working at a company, and at some point he decided, I don't want to do this anymore. He basically started his own lab. He was working by himself, for himself, and he got his funding from crowdfunding platforms. Now, this is like an insanely unorthodox way if you think about the traditional academic system. This would be, I don't know, maybe seen as crazy or something.
Yeah, but it also could be tolerated.
Exactly. So what do you think this is a potential way of how things can develop?
I would hope this type of like alternative sources of models would be, right? So for instance, so a university then would need to just be okay with it. And some are more than
or
others.
No more university involvement.
Or no more, right, that's true.
Let me say, with fMRI, you cannot just buy a machine like
there's
that.
There's the infrastructure, and then there's also, I think where it gets a little bit gray is suppose you are working with patients or human subjects, right?
Yes.
There are laws against, me starting a lab in my garage through crowdfunding and inviting patients with some neurological disorder to come in, right? So you often do have to be associated with some sort of institute, right?
Or you can collaborate, I guess,
collaborate or something like this. I think it seems to me this is not that difficult because, for instance, like you could set yourself up as a BV, a limited liability company.
Yeah, definitely.
You could charge for your services to run lab tests. And those lab tests could be experiments, right?
Exactly.
And you could maybe qualify as a partner in some of these industry academia grants, right? You also, it is not like there are grants. I can't name them, but certainly I know there's grants in Canada, and I'm sure there's EU. I know there's EU grants too for SMEs to do research and innovation.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are. So the society is ready for non-academic institutes to be doing research activities based on public funding. Funding.
Agreed. No, I think this is something that. This is an option that's so new, like almost on the horizon, that I think a few researchers should really consider this because they want to continue. I know they want to go down the academic work, but not the academic career. So what I mean is They want to stay in science, but they don't want to stay in academia.
Yeah.
So and often people, I personally don't think these are the same thing. Yeah. Academia is a system
of course,
implemented to do science.
Yes, I agree with you.
Right? Yeah. And you can also do this in a different way potentially.
Yeah, well, I think so. So I think what it would I think it's already starting to happen.
Yeah.
So it would require, like I say, like there you need some sort of mechanism where you can get money to do it. Mm-hmm. So crowdfunding would work, or these grants. Yeah. But these grants would probably require you then to specify your structure. So what are you? If you're not affiliated with a university, then are you a BV? Or are you trying to start a startup? Are you? What are you? Right. Yeah. So you there is always going to be something like that. So you will have to fit yourself to the specific criteria of the funding. Right. That kind of thing.
No, I agree.
And so what can happen is on the university side, often I think there are professors, of course, who also have businesses, right?
Yeah.
Then you're talking about IP issues maybe, or your division of time and labor and all this kind of stuff. But assuming you can reach some sort of agreement, which are possible, depending on a particular policy, then you yourself and your BV could be going, no reason not that you couldn't be going to VC for money.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of R&D types of startups that exist and get a lot of.
So that already exists.
That already exists, and I think that should not be.
But maybe people aren't encouraged to do it, or people.
I think they don't know about it.
That's right. People aren't. Yes, the student who knows about PhD and becoming a professor is less likely to know about this, that, and
because in all honesty, I had no idea about the academic career path at all. I just wanted to do a PhD because at that time I thought, well, I like what I did during my master's, might as well get paid for it. That was my motivation. Yeah. That was all. And only later on I understood, like, oh, this is how this is working. And so I'm not saying anybody who doesn't know this is at any fault, but or anybody that they're not being trained on this. These are things that are just developing, but should be considered. It could be considered as something very valuable.